Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Marina. I am the Mite Medic. I wrote the best-selling book and program, the Demodex Solution, that helps relieve your skin, hair, scalp, mites anywhere on your body. Today's video, I wanted to speak to hair products feeding Demodex and what to avoid to create a healthy scalp. Is your shampoo making your scalp worse perhaps? Ever wonder if your hair products are secretly feeding mites on your head? Today we're diving into a scalp saving topic. Are your hair products feeding Demodex? We are going to uncover which ingredients might be giving these microscopic critters a free buffet and what we should avoid for a healthy and itch-free, inflammation-free scalp. Demodex mites are tiny parasitic arachnids, relatives of ticks and spiders, that live in our hair follicles and oil glands. Almost everyone has a few. Usually they're harmless. They even help eat excess oils and dead skin, so that is their job. But when they overpopulate, a condition called demodicosis, they can trigger itching, inflammation, dandruff-like flakes, which are called colorets on the eyelashes, and even rosacea skin problems and hair thinning. These mites especially thrive in oily, sebum-rich environments, feasting on this sebum, on these skin oils. So if you've ever struggled with an itchy, oily scalp or stubborn dandruff despite good hygiene, an overgrowth of Demodex could be one of the culprits. I remember a patient, let's call her Jane, who tried every dandruff shampoo under the sun. Nothing helped her itchy, bumpy scalp for long. It turned out the ingredients in her hair routine were creating this paradise of mites. Once we changed her products, her scalp improved dramatically. So let's talk about how certain hair product ingredients might be feeding Demodex mites and what to avoid for a healthier scalp. First thing we want to do is understand Demodex and your scalp. There are two species that live on humans, Demodex folliculorum and Demodex brevis. The Demodex brevis is deeper in the sebaceous oil glands, and Demodex folliculorum, the hair follicle. By day, they hide inside the follicles. By night, they crawl out to mate on our skin. So that's usually their role. A healthy scalp has a balanced ecosystem. So a balanced ecosystem means moderate oil, slightly acidic environment, which is a slightly acidic pH, and regular shedding of dead skin. This keeps Demodex in check. So problems arise when something tips this balance. That's where your hair products come in. Certain ingredients in shampoos, conditioners, and styling products can unintentionally create an ideal breeding ground for these mites. Let's break down these culprits one by one. Ingredients that may feed scalp mites. Comedogenic oils and greasy products, which are heavy oils that serve as food for mites. Silicones and product buildup. Ingredients that trap dirt and oil. Harsh sulfates, cleansers that strip your scalp's balance, and pH imbalance. So products that disrupt the scalp's acid mantle. I'm gonna dive into each one. The comedogenic oils and greasy ingredients. Comedogenic oils are oils likely to clog pores. On your scalp, heavy oils and greasy pomades can create a thick, oily coating on the skin. So why is that bad? Demodex just loves the oil, so it's their main food source. An oily scalp provides more sebum and nutrients for mites to gorge on. In fact, people with oily skin have higher Demodex counts because excess sebum gives mites an ideal environment to thrive. An example of a comedogenic oil would be coconut oil, cocoa butter, palm oil, olive oil, etc. So these can be great for moisture in some cases, but on Demodex-prone scalp, they may clog hair follicles and feed the mites. One study even suggests that Demodex mites may even use components of our oils like cholesterol esters as a nutrient source. That was from PubMed.gov. Greasy buildup basically becomes a buffet for the mites. A clinical tip that I found from the Cleveland Clinic explicitly advises avoiding thick, greasy products that clog follicles with oil and dead skin, as this can encourage that mite overgrowth. So instead, opt for non-comedogenic, lightweight hair products. Look for labels like oil-free or won't clog pores. If you need to oil your scalp for dryness or styling, choose lighter oils like MCT oil, which is just the fractioned coconut oil, or squalene, which have a 0 comedogenic rating. Another ingredient is going to be silicones and product Buildup. These are common in conditioners, serums, styling products to make hair feel silky smooth. They have names like dimethicone, pentasiloxane, etc. Silicones coat the hair and scalp with slick water-resistant film. This protective coating can trap dirt, so we want to avoid that because they are not easily removed with gentle shampoos and they can accumulate layers on your scalp. Under those layers, the environment gets warm, oily, and oxygen poor, basically a cozy hotel for these mites. And the mites can hide under the silicone buildup. A trichology analysis noted that silicone on the scalp creates a barrier that traps oil and dead skin, and regular shampooing may not wash it off, causing persistent flaking. While this study was about dandruff, which is fungal, the same conditions allow Demodex to party, especially a dirty scalp, which is a very happy mite. So we want to avoid silicone-based products. The third one is harsh sulfate cleansers, specifically sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS, or sodium laureth sulfate, SLES, the foaming agents in shampoos. These give you that big lather and deep clean, but sulfates are harsh detergents. They can strip away too much of your natural oils and disrupt your scalp balance and barrier. When we are using the strong sulfates shampoo, your scalp feels squeaky clean, but then gets oily again fast. That oiliness can promote not just fungus like dandruff and yeast, but also mite growth. One Hair Science article explains that a sulfate-induced oily scalp environment can encourage Zea fungus to grow. So by analogy, Demodex thrives similarly in an oily environment. Sulfates may directly create ideal breeding conditions for these mites. When switching over, try looking for sulfate-free gentle shampoos. The next one is going to be pH imbalanced products. This is disrupting the acid mantle. Your skin, including your scalp skin, of course, has a natural, slightly acidic environment called the acid mantle. This acidic environment supports healthy skin flora, defending those pathogens. Interestingly, research has shown that Demodex mites tend to flourish when the skin becomes more alkaline. In one study, people with demodicosis had a slightly higher pH than people without. The mites were essentially living in a more alkaline skin environment. How do products affect our pH is the question. So some hair products like old-fashioned barred soaps or certain shampoos have high pH alkaline. For example, clarifying shampoos or dandruff shampoos can be pH 7 or above, and many soap-based shampoos aren't pH balanced. Even popular baby shampoos are around pH 7 to avoid eye irritation, but that's not ideal for the scalp long term. Using products that are too alkaline can strip away that acid mantle and raise your scalp's pH, causing the Demodex to multiply. An acid mantle equals mite balance. So a healthy acid mantle actually helps keep mite populations in check. One natural remedy source notes that apple cider vinegar, which is acidic, can help rebalance scalp pH, and that skin mites cannot tolerate the acetic acid. Their bodies break down in low pH conditions. While that's a bit anecdotal, it aligns with the scientific observations that mites thrive in higher pH. So the takeaway here is to keep your scalp pH balanced to dissuade mite overgrowth. What we can do here is choose shampoos and scalp products that are pH balanced around 5 to 6 on the pH scale. Many gentle shampoos will state pH balanced on the label, so avoid washing your hair with harsh soaps or high pH products. You can even use a diluted apple cider vinegar rinse. We can do 1 part apple cider vinegar to 4 parts water after shampooing once or twice a week. Here's a quick rundown of ingredients to avoid and better alternatives: heavy oils and waxes, so we can avoid mineral oil, coconut oil, petroleum, shea butter in scalp products, and instead use light oils like MCT or squalene in moderation, or oil-free scalp serums. Non-comedogenic is key. The next one is silicone, so dimethicone, cyclomethicone in leave-on scalp products. we shouldn't be using. Instead, let's try to use silicone-free conditioners. Use natural conditioners with aloe vera, glycerin, lightweight conditioners that rinse out clean. The third thing would be sulfate shampoos to avoid those with SLS or SLES, high pH or alkaline to avoid as well. So true soaps, harsh clarifying shampoos, frequently using them could help mites overgrow. Some mite-fighting ingredients would be tea tree oil, as we know, neem oil and herbal extracts such as rosemary oil that's diluted, sulfur, zinc, so zinc pyrithione, selenium sulfide, salicylic acid, over-the-counter and prescription treatments, benzoyl peroxide, we can use permethrin cream or shampoo, topical or oral ivermectin, crotamidone, metronidazole, hypochlorous acid sprays, retinoids. These are all good either over-the-counter prescription treatments that I would avoid at first. I would try natural herbal remedies in the beginning, and then if it continues, very short term, to use these. Remember, Demodex mites may be common, but you can control whether your scalp is an all-you-can-eat buffet for them or a hostile environment you'd rather avoid. If you're battling symptoms with the right hair care tweaks and possibly some medical treatments, you can get relief and regain your healthy scalp. Always consult a dermatologist or a specialist if your condition is severe. Thank you guys for watching. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more science-backed scalp and skin health advice. Drop any questions in the comments. I love to hear any of your comments, any of your feedback, and help whenever I can. Check the video description for all the references below and links for some product examples we discussed. Here's to healthy scalp and kicking these mites out.